Hey everyone, it's Robin, RS Island Crafts, and welcome to my studio in Arizona. This is my WiP It Wednesday video where I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you a little bit of the crafting that I've done, even though I really haven't done anything in the past week or so, but I did work on some dishcloths before the big move. Thank you guys for hanging out with me during the most recent live stream where we just kind of had a little catch up and rambled a bit about the move and some of the things that is going on around here. I have so many fun things that I want to work on. I just need to get some of this messy area here that you can see all cleaned up and find all of my crafty stuff so I can start sewing. One way or the other, I am determined that I am going to be sewing this weekend. A little bit of fun for me, and then I'm going to start back into the regular videos next week. So I really appreciate everyone's patience. Some of you are just here, you just want to see the crafty goodness, and you really don't even want to know about anyone's life, and I totally get that. I do that on some YouTube channels also, but for those of you that have been interested in what's been going on, I will have a video coming up on Friday with a I feel like my house tours are really weird and random, and the house is pretty echoey and empty, and it's really boxes everywhere still. But I'll give you the basic layout, and that way you can kind of see the difference between the Florida home, when you saw that during snippets here and there, and one of the recent live streams before we left. And then, of course, I will give you a really big, huge update once the studio part of my room, or my entire room, is actually finished and I have things hanging on the wall and I'm just ready to go. So for today, I'm just going to show you some of the dishcloths that I worked on. I did find a few of my knit ones that I'm pretty sure you guys have seen with some of the Christmas yarn. I'm sorry if the lighting's a little off. I still have yellow light bulbs in the ceiling above me, and I haven't brought out my studio lights yet because there's really nowhere to put them without knocking them over. So bear with me, and I will get that all set it up. So I will get that something. I will get all that done, situated, fixed, settled, and under control really soon. So I've been doing the knit dishcloths for the long time just because I like the feel of a knit dishcloth, but these aren't for me. These are going in the shop. I plan on listing them later in the year. My thought process is I would just make a whole bunch, and then before the holiday season, I would go ahead and list them, and then you guys can pick as many as you'd like. I'm thinking maybe around October, so that gives you time if you need to mail something away for gifts. In the past, I've waited till I've made 10 of them, and then I've gone ahead and listed them, but there's been times where one person will buy all 10 of them, so then there's nothing left for another person. And I'm not saying anything, like you shouldn't do that. You should always purchase the number that you need, but I would also like to have some extras for everyone else. Now, these are not blocked. If you've seen my finished dishcloths before, I do have a video on how to block dishcloths, so I will go ahead and get these blocked as soon as I have space to do the blocking and to leave it laying out until it dries. So these are the crocheted ones. I'm just doing a simple pattern of a single crochet, double crochet, and you can choose how big and small you want them. I've been trying different starting chains. This is where it starts, so it tends to have a little curve until you go ahead and block it out and get everything situated. And once they're blocked, even when you use them and wash them, I find for me that they usually stay in that shape. It seems like the cotton yarn has some type of a memory. I use various cotton yarns. I just go to Michael's and Joann's and find whatever they have. I've been enjoying the loops and thread. This is a very cottony. There's one of them, the Peaches and Cream, and another brand like that. It seems to be a little grippy, and it can be a little bit harder to crochet with. One of the tricks that I do is before I start crocheting, I will go ahead and put lotion on my hands. I use a non-greasy hand lotion, so I will go ahead and put the hand lotion on my hands, and after I've done that, I'll just take my hook and I'll just put it on my hands, or just by using it, it'll get a little bit of the lotion on it, and then it goes ahead and loosens it up. Now I purchased this hook. This is a boy hook. I prefer the boy versus, I think it's Susan Bates maybe that it is. And I use these, but I had to purchase it because my Good Crochet hooks were all in storage. This isn't one of them, but it is kind of similar that it has the handle on. Now I found one that has a nice padded handle like this, but it's kind of all the same shape and it's not tapered, and they're a little bit longer. And because I crochet like this, I like that little extra that comes out on the end, and it just makes it easier for me. And to come find out, it's easier on my shoulder. So I've had 3 surgeries on my right shoulder and 1 on my left, and it does, a lot of the crocheting can cause shoulder issues. Many people have found that out. I am currently working on an orange one, and it's from the same Loops and Threads brand. And then I have these 2. These are the ones I packed for the trip and for when we're just sitting here. But I've been so busy from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed at 10 o'clock, either putting together bookcases, drawers, and pantry, or just going through boxes and unpacking them and trying to find a spot for them for now, until I can get everything all organized the way I like. I want to be able to separate my fabrics, my yardage, into my certain piles on the bookshelf, so I know I have all of my stripes and my semi-solids. Keep all my whites and grays together, and then my Halloween and all of that. One of the things I did notice, I'll just chat a little while going through these. Some of it is a little bit looser and some of it's a little tighter, and a lot of that has to do with the thickness of the yarn. This is the Loops and Thread, and this one I believe is the Peaches and Cream or the Sugar Plum Fairy or whatever the other one is. I can't remember. Maybe I'll put it down here for you. But anyways, I found that I have a lot of more novelty and scrap fabric that I want to go ahead and cut up and list in the Etsy shop like I have in the past. I just need to clear off this space so I have room to put the ruler and keep everything organized. This one, I know you've seen these before. This is a really fun one. I really enjoy that one. I use these also just to put a hot bowl of soup on. You can use it as a coaster. If anyone wants me to make smaller ones, I can make coasters. I can make the different shapes and designs, but this one is just so super simple. You just go back and forth and the yarn does all of that work. Here's another one that I really enjoy. I think I'm going to go with this size. This size measures, before it's blocked, it's going to be about 7 inches square. These bigger ones are 8.5 inches, and I think that's just a little large for most people. We talked about it before, and I know people were thinking more towards, well, 7.5 to 8.5, it all depends. But I think these are a nice size, so I'll probably just continue with these. I do whatever the chain is that I do, I'd have to look, and then I just crochet them until when you fold them like this, they pretty much fold in half. And I just consider that a good size. Once I use up all of the yarn that I have, I still have several skeins. I put in a picture in a community post. I have been saving all of the remnants. And then I'm just going to go ahead and make wild and wacky scrappy ones, because if we can make scrappy with our fabric, there's no reason we can't make scrappy with our dishcloths. I find they work really great for washing the car. Oh, here we go. Sugar and cream. I haven't used this one because this one has a scent, and the scent bothers my asthma. So this might be something that I need to do outside or with a really strong fan going. As I said, I do have some other skeins. This is left over from a cone. But I'm just going to take all of these and just start crocheting with them. I'll try to maybe put some of the colors together, maybe do all the greens or something like that. And then just have fun and just see what it comes up with. If there's something you're interested in and you would like a specific color set, knowing that you probably wouldn't be able to purchase them from the shop until October, you can always just send me a message or I think sending me a message is probably the easiest. You could leave a comment here and say, you know, hey, Robin, I would love to have 10 red ones. You know, I could do that and reserve that listing for you, but it would probably still be later in October. I don't want to do too many of like commissioned crochet dishcloths so that that's all that I'm working on. But I do find these very relaxing in the evening. I still have a shawl and my sweater that I'm trying to knit, and I'd like to go ahead and knit more socks because it is actually cold enough here in the autumn, winter, and spring to wear the hand knit socks, especially around the house, plus if I wanted to outside. So your scrappy word for today is dishcloth. What do you use when you are wiping down the counters in the kitchen? I use the microfiber baby washcloths from the Dollar Tree. They're about this size, about the same size as these, and I like it. It has kind of not like scratchy, but a little bit of a rougher side and a little softer side. And I just use that to wipe down the counters. I use them to wash the dishes. I like how it feels in my hand, even though I don't like some of the microfiber. It's that scratchy kind that kind of sticks to your skin and stuff. But once it's wet, I don't have a problem with it. It rinses out really well to get the soap out, and it just does a great job wiping down the counters. So let me know down below what you use, or do you just stick everything in the dishwasher and you don't worry about it? So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys on Friday for the house tour, and then we are going to get back into our routine. I added information down below in the description box. I have my P.O. box listed down there, and our new live stream times will be Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. I'm in Mountain Time in Arizona. We do not do daylight savings times here, so you just have to adjust for that when your time changes or when it changes here in the U.S. Because I believe across seas internationally it changes earlier for the British summertime I'm aware of. Other than other countries, I'm not sure. We used to do Saturday morning live streams at 11 a.m., but then when things got a little busy, I think I had some, maybe during the time when my husband Rob was going through all of his chemo stuff and we were at the treatment centers Monday through Friday, it was just easier for me to have some sewing time on the weekend, and when I was doing lives to do them on Friday and stuff like that. Or I could have had another reason. You could see when the days change if you were really curious and interested. We just switched to Fridays, so I knew I needed to have that whole weekend to sew for Etsy. And when I do a live stream on Saturday, it does take up a good portion of the day. I like to just sit down at 8, 9 a.m. and just sew the entire day. But now I think it's going to work better for myself and for many of you to go ahead and just do it on Saturday mornings like we used to. That way people aren't at work, and with the time differences, I know some of you are able to sit down after dinner and just enjoy and watch the live stream and chat, and others of you are during the day and you can just sew while we're rambling along. That's it. Enough rambling from Robin. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.